Well, my friends, I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table, and we have little Missy sitting over here in the cat carrier next to me and behaving herself. The sun is coming and going. I had the window open a little bit, and then the sun was just brighter all get out there. And all right, so we are looking at cycle 16 of a game not traveled other eyes by Would-Be Interstellar Frontiers game system, and we have Cara Carmichel, who is undercover at the Pirate Haven bar. Cycle 15, she watched the pirate ship took off. 66 tons of computers were unloaded. She might know where the cargo was loaded to. Then does the Haven have a broker? She could not find a broker. Can Kara discover which pirate is in charge of the cargo and storage? Yes. So she has discovered who's in charge of storing stuff, and they're I guess it would be their equivalent of a quartermaster. And is he or she or it a regular at the bar? Maybe. So on cycle 16. I have to balance how I operate Kara because she's undercover and it's a valuable asset for just observation purposes. By having her undercover there at the bar, in reality, I could have just an event roll every cycle for the Haven to gain beneficial stuff for me and my colony. And she would never have to, other than acknowledging she was assigned there and that she would be getting service points for every cycle she's there doing her job. There's no other need for me to ever tap her or keep track of or anything on her unless I choose to use her in a more direct way. And that's kind of what we're looking at. Do you risk that undercover position to do overt operations or covert operations even? I mean, you can probably achieve some covert stuff, but it's a very small haven. There's not a lot of people there, and she has to be, the agent has to be conscious of doing things that wouldn't be normal for the barista to do, kind of stuff. So in this case, my question would be, does Kara find out who's in charge of the pirate haven? So there's no modifiers other than just a yes, no, or maybe. Now I could talk about searches. Technically speaking, this qualifies as a search. So if we want to go through the searches, there's two kinds of, I said this in a previous video. Perhaps I should have done a better job of defining how these things work, but there's a search as in I'm searching like the internet, or I'm searching my toolbox for something, or I'm scanning the horizons in case I can spot somebody coming or something like that. And then there's another completely set of parameters when you're thinking of doing something like I'm searching for somebody hiding, or I'm doing or I'm doing an internet search, or I'm looking for a broker to buy stuff, or perhaps a weapons arms dealer or something like that. So you just kind of have to walk a fine line on that stuff. I'm trying to see if I got one on my thing here or not. No. Combat, space combat, element poisons, camouflage, no. Elevation changes, that stuff's combat. That's for genetic, that's for creating characters. More combat. Modifiers. Combat movement modifiers. Alright. Cover, severe. Contour, map contours, cover, blah, blah, blah. Alright. So we're going to interaction, attribute modifiers, mechanical roles. Alright, so we look at modifiers and stuff like does Kara. So is the thing you believe in the clause? Yeah, she gets a +2. She gets a +6 for her ranking, so that's a +8. Technically, you can argue that she's a personality because she's a 007. So now that's an additional 5. That gives her a +13. Is she a flunky? Well, if she's a personality, then she's not a flunky or a general tech. So we're at, like I said, 11 to 13. House character's personal relationship, yet no. House character's intimate, no. Freedom of action, she alone interacting without, yes. So she gets an additional +2, and that earns her to +15. Are they being rewarded or bribed? No. Are they being compelled? No. Vested interest in the test succeeding? Yes. That brings us to +17. Against established morals? No. Fanatical by other means? No. And what that means is there are certain bile organ implants you can have, for example, that you can trigger a chemical response in your character, who then will do things that they would not normally do when it comes to whatever that thing's set up the trigger. So, all right, 17, cut off from event. No. Had no clear leader. Oh, the NPC has a clear leader. She is the leader, so no. Basically, so I get a +17% on anything we roll. And does she find out who's in charge of the Pirate's Haven? Obviously, somebody needs to be charged, even if it's just a name only, while the head cheese is gone. So, all right, so 16, and I have a 17. That's 20. So 16, 26, 33, maybe. So she has a lead that she suspects is in charge. And it's possible that somebody's in charge without being in charge. Now, what do you mean by that? So, if you have a pirate haven and you have the pirate prince, there's one person that's in charge of the pirate group, the pirate captain of the ship, and or the pirate prince of the group. And if that being said, and they're not physically present where their haven's at, then somebody unofficially at least has to keep sure that keeps the lights on and the refrigerator running, and to keep the perimeter security going, and so on and so forth. So either you have an actual lieutenant in charge of the base, or you have somebody who's just acknowledged as the caretaker. And in some cases, the havens may be sufficiently small enough that when the ship leaves, it takes 90% or 95% of the haven's population leaves with it, and that just leaves a very few people. In some cases, the haven may only have one caretaker behind, and if there's no official a name for them, title for them, then how would you know other than just observing who do people go to, who answers questions? And I guess if there's only one person, obviously, then that's the only person there to answer those. So anything unusual occurring at the haven during the cycle. So we don't get no modifier for that. We're just kind of fishing for shit to see if there's something going on. And I get a hard 1. So 0-1 is hard no. No. 30% there. So if I was to try to do yet another roll of fishing for something, I would gain a -30. So, waiting for the pirate in charge of the storage to visit the bar. Do they show? So just a straight mechanical roll. 65, no modifier. 65 is a yes. And +10. Okay, so you know what, we're gonna dive back down this chart. We did this on when we did the video for Fred Dodge. If I posted this before then anyway, I have had to roll a character for his ass too. So we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna start with what gender. We're gonna step out of our comfort zone just a hair and take a risk, because we're talking about a pirate haven. It's quite possible that people running this haven are not all human, and so we're going to roll and start with the genome chart. We're going to roll up our whoever this person is, and 89. So 89 is a Lanus. So we have the genome is a Lanus, and we would have to go hunt that up. What the hell is a Lanus? That sounds kind of lame to me, man. Mayan, okay. Reckon, Equinus, Lanus, an exotic human. Alright, so they are large. They're a large humanoid. This line is large. Really a well-muscled humanoid with a Saint Bernard's head. Oh, so they're canine. They have broad shoulders and meaty hands equipped with claws, strong legs covered in thick, shaggy fur. And mostly these guys usually tend to be, they're usually on the primitive side of things according to this, and they tend to yeah, they got natural weapons. They got, yeah, this individual's got some stuff, right? Oof. Okay. So we now know they're large, and let's determine the gender. It's 31 makes them male. And we're gonna get a roll on the age. So 35, 51 to 75. So we'll just say 51 plus. All right, so 52. Modifier. So now we need to have a ranking. Ship captain. Nope. 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 So player status, noble status modifier to any rolls. Negative. Alright, so we have the negative 50, 40, and 47. So that brings us to an untried individual. So this is not a very experienced individual. And yeah, let's go ahead and see how old. 52-year-old untried it. Well, not, I guess untried is untried. Not very well, not much of a pirate then, right? See, for untried for skills, and untried is negative 25 plus negative 50 for the house, so negative 75. So Jesus, yeah. So no skills. No skills worth. No skills doesn't mean they don't have skills. They just don't have anything that they specialize in, that they're really good at, that they get an advantage for. Everybody has generic skills or general skills, and we don't list them because why bother taking up the space? So anyway, standard of living, 41%. You know, minus the house lord, so they got a poor quality standard of living. Jeez. That would make this individual quite susceptible to bribes and stuff, I would think, because they're damn near poor and desperate. They also get a negative 10 for negotiations and shit like that. I'm just saying. They don't have any resources. There's not going to be a tech specialty then. Wetware. For an untried worker, untried ranking, there are no chances for wetware. And gear, once again, household modifier. And a poor quality, negative 50. Yeah. Tech 0. Tech 0. That's what it is. So there's no profession to roll, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so now we know that this Lanus, this basically dog man, who's a quite big fella, quite moderately, like, and 52 is not very old, but then Lanus may not, and we're talking an actual alien species, so it's quite possible that their life expectancy is nowhere near what a human's is, and if they don't have access to the Imperium healthcare network when they were born and then through their life, then very well could that this person could be middle-aged or even at the end, toward the end of their career. And the fact that they have no skills just means they never specialized in anything. That means they have a lot of nickel and dime stuff, but nothing's impressive. The same thing goes the factor poor. Well, they must be at the fact that they're not on the pirate crew off doing piratey stuff that left behind might mean a number of reasons and things. So anyway, now we know what this individual is, who they look like. I got their stats for them, and I'm choosing not to have Cara interact with this individual. I think what I want to do is to send an intelligence agent. I want to bring somebody from another 007 potentially in, or somebody from a different government branch perhaps, and try to negotiate with this individual to make contact, a connection, and develop a personal relationship with them in order to exploit that contact. So it's possible I could bring in an agent in the guise of a buyer for a platinum, for example. All right. So and then just outright buy that material that shows up, and perhaps pay even less than what, if I can negotiate a deal on, I could pay less than what I would using if they were selling it directly to my exchange. Anyhow, that's that. And until next time, you guys have yourself a great weekend.